Time now for the game preview here on Finsiders TV. Barry Butel alongside John Congemi. 7 p.m. kickoff at Sun Life Stadium. Third preseason game. You'll love to have them at home because the starters play a long time.
Yeah, and it's good for the starters. It's good for the fans to come out because you're going to get to see a reality check. What you're going to see in the regular season, you'll get to see for 2 and maybe 3 quarters. You'll get to see those starters on both sides of the ball in there, get a lather up, go to halftime, and then come back out for the third quarter. So hopefully that momentum that they built up in the second or third series at Jacksonville and carried through that first half can come back out against Atlanta because this will be the stiffest competition they will play up to this point.
John, let's talk about the offensive line. The 2 tackles in place with Jake Long and Vernon Carey. The guards, are they in place, and is the only battle remaining at center?
I think so. I think Richie Incognito and John Jerry, the rookie out of Mississippi, I think you're going to see those guys penciled in, maybe go to ink after this third game in the preseason. But that center battle is still up for grabs. I think you're going to see both centers in Berger and Jake Grove alternate maybe one every 2 series, get in with that first team line, then get back out and then see if you can get some kind of separation at that position.
Now, Channing Crowder, Quentin Moses, they were working on the side for the last couple of days. Does that mean Tim Dobbins moves inside, gets a start alongside Carlos Dansby?
I think so. I think you have to give a little bit more repetition at that middle linebacker position, and I think Tim needs that, playing multiple positions on that defensive side. So a little bit more work on the inside would do him very well, and I think playing against a veteran, or playing with a veteran in Dansby, will help him along in that process.
A couple of days ago, it looked like there was just 1 wide receiver position open to obtain for some of these young guys. Now perhaps 2 with Greg Camarillo going to Minnesota.
Yeah, it really opens up the 4th and the 5th position at that wide receiver position. And I think it'll all come down to the playability in this game as well as at practice, but what they can add on special teams. I think guys that are going to make this team that are on the bubble right now, like Patrick Turner or Marlon Moore, you have another guy in Roberto Wallace and Pruitt. You have some different guys that can do everything at the wide receiver position, but what can they do extra on special teams? That might be a deciding factor.
You mentioned off the top a tough test, third preseason matchup, and maybe even tougher going up against a pretty darn good offense in Atlanta.
Yeah, I think so. I think this will be the Dolphins' toughest competition in the preseason because Atlanta can do multiple things. Defensively, they're very aggressive. They can stop the run. They can get after the quarterback. On the offensive side, Matt Ryan is probably as good as you're going to see in the preseason. He can throw it along with Tony Romo and guys like that. So they got a really solid offensive line, a good running game with Turner, a great tight end in Gonzalez. So the Dolphins will have to be prepared to play well to have a good showing and win this game.
It's going to be a great matchup against Atlanta at Sun Life Stadium here tonight at 7 p.m. Tickets still available here on MiamiDolphins.com or by calling 1-888-FINS-TICKS. Remember, game coverage on the radio side, 940 wins. The Sports Animal begins at 6:30, and you can cover the complete game coverage right on Dolphins.com, the Finsiders.com, Facebook, and Twitter. That'll do it for the game preview. Alongside John Congemi, I'm Barry Butel.